Okay, hello everybody, attendees and listeners to another episode 3 of Broken Reel. This is a podcast where a bunch of old friends get together to talk about movies. I'm your host today, Jason Keefe. Today I am joined by one Graham Davis.
Hello.
Ethan Stell.
How's it going?
Lucas Templin.
Who, me?
Justin Slaughter.
Hi.
And making his Broken Reel premiere, Tyler the Rat Werner.
Let's go.
Can we get an applause?
Yay.
Yippee.
A round of applause.
Awesome.
I don't want to clip my audio.
Yeah. Tyler, we're popping your cherry on episode 3. Hey,
Oh,
there it is.
hey, yeah, nice.
Because you're also someone that likes to talk about movies and you wanted to be invited, so I invited you. So now we've got a full house. I'm staring at a 6-pack of multicolored abs on Discord right now, so it's looking really great here. So before we get into the topic of today's discussion, I have 2 updates that I want to bring to you guys. First and foremost, I have an update on my apartment Chronicles because we talked at length about elevators and stairs 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So first of all, yesterday I set a timer on my Apple Watch, and I made it a point to walk every single basically square foot of every single hallway of my apartment, because last we talked about it, I was like, I've never been on any other floor, second, third, or fourth, etc., etc. There was a whole escalator elevator conversation after that. It was crazy. So I'm basically at the corner of floor 1. So I walked all the way down floor 1, up the stairs, all the way across floor 2, up the stairs, floor 3, up the stairs, floor 4, and then I found out that there's like a hidden section on the 4th floor that's locked behind 2 white doors on either side, unmarked. I have no idea what's up there, but now I'm really curious. So then I also went down to the 3rd floor, back up to the other side of the 4th floor where the door little section stopped, went all the way to the furthest, I'm in like one corner, 1st floor, furthest corner, 4th floor, quite possibly the furthest away from my front door to their front door. One other person in my apartment complex that has a Lord of the Rings doormat and like welcome thing on their door. And I was like, oh my God, I have friends here. This is great.
Did you kiss?
I didn't even talk to them in true Hobbit fashion.
True Hobbit fashion.
They've got the sign. They've got the sign on their door that's no admittance except on party business. I was like, all right, respect the hustle. But I've got Hobbit friends, so
Nice.
that was a good time. So now I've walked on every floor of every hallway. So
Congratulations.
we can put the elevator.
Not the basement, though.
I've been in the basement. I haven't been in every stairwell though. Maybe I'll walk around the basement next time. My basement's a parking garage. So I just thought I'd update you guys of that because that was a hot topic last.
Good.
last
That's an important update. I've been waiting for that.
Exactly. It took me 20 minutes. I was surprised. Burned 100 calories.
There you go.
That whole thing was 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was
Jesus
crazy.
Christ, were you sprinting?
No, I was walking like a dog. Okay.
On all fours.
Second topic. This is exciting news. So, Tyler, I'll rope you in on this because you weren't aware of what we did last time. 2 weeks ago, we met right before Halloween in an extremely untimely fashion to do our first movie draft, and it was a horror movie draft. So basically, we all drafted our best or the best or our favorite top 5 horror movies in 5 different categories. And then we just kind of discussed it at length, kind of talked about what we felt about our picks and everyone's lists and everything like that. And then that was kind of it. However, I have one surprise in store for you guys. I took our final drafts and took the list and I took it to the good people of the Letterboxd subreddit online, and I said, hey everyone, me and my friends did a horror movie draft. And I just wanted to find out what you guys thought about it. I put up a poll, anonymous poll, person A, B, C, D, and E, and I put up the movies that we drafted in all the categories. So I have official results from the internet, so you know that it's real.
That's real.
I can't.
And
And it's from the Letterboxd subreddit, so you
exactly
know, we
my
know
people.
You're the worst of the worst.
I
The
know.
lowest of the low.
So I have one question.
Blue God weighed in on it.
Oh, yeah.
No, Blue God, we miss him. So we had the poll results, but we also had comments. We had a few comments that shifted weight towards one drafter or another. My question to you guys is, should I include those comments as a +1 to your poll, or do we think that the people that took the time to comment probably voted in the poll and therefore it is nil?
Not both.
I think that they definitely did the voting, but I am interested in the comments for sure.
Okay. All right. So we're going to include the comments and the poll in total overall.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, I would like to, I'm not going to reveal to you. I guess I'll reveal to you with my words. In 5th place, we have Lucas.
Sup?
Lucas, for your knowledge, Tyler, Lucas drafted Ready or Not, Enemy, The Sixth Sense, Train to Busan, and What We Do in the Shadows across our 5 categories. Lucas, you had no comments regarding your draft pick.
Yeah.
You did get votes. It wasn't a blowout.
Good,
Listen,
good,
man,
good,
nobody has
good
the same
selection. Not a man
Yeah.
of the people, though. I see.
Yeah, nobody has the same taste.
He drafted from his soul, which is he won in his book.
It's
you know?
I'm not trying to
admirable.
please anybody here.
Okay, okay.
I'm not trying to pick the best movies, man.
So technically tied for votes. However, he gets a +1 because of a comment. Is Graham. So
Oh.
Graham comes in 4th place. He had the same amount of
Expected.
votes as Lucas. Yep. Graham, you drafted last week Sweeney Todd, Shutter Island, Insidious, Predator, and Get Out. The one comment you had for you said that you had the most range and quality of all movies in the draft.
Interesting.
That's what we strive for. I'm not going to
too.
win Best Picture, but I'm damn well going to get the best score.
Most range and quality. You're a man of the tomato meter.
Yeah.
So far, this is great. Can I ask a question though? Just as somebody
Yeah.
new this week,
Yeah.
did this include like thrillers, you could say, or this like true
Yeah.
horror films?
So we had a few different categories. If you look in the general chat, there is like our grid of answers. We had different archetypes. We had a slasher, psychological, supernatural, creature feature, and a wild card, whatever we
Love
want
it.
to
Okay,
include.
no, that's fantastic context. I understand now.
Yeah, we played it pretty fast and loose with the rules too. It was our first draft, and we were doing it 2 days before Halloween, wanted to get it out before Halloween. So by the end of it, we're like, "Fuck it," you know, What We Do in the Shadows and Sweeney Todd. Yeah, put it on there.
I mean,
All right.
you plugged the podcast too, right? You got to get that shameless plug in there.
Oh, for
exactly. All right. In 3rd place, one Justin Slaughter. Slaughter, you also did not have any comments for you.
Damn.
Sorry, but you had more votes than Graham.
So
and
what you're
Lucas.
saying is there's at
Die.
least one comment, and it was Graham.
Correct. There's at least one comment, and it was for Graham. In 2nd place is me. 2nd place is Jason. So Ethan takes 1st place.
Let's go.
It's all the
I-
buzz.
Yeah, it's all the best. I had. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you're looking at it, but Slaughter drafted Scream, The Invitation, It Follows, Jeepers Creepers, and Shaun of the Dead. So that was a solid 3rd place pick, Slaughter. Also, you were 1st round pick too.
Oh, yeah.
So 2nd place was Jason. I came in with 2 comments. I drafted Nightmare on Elm Street, The Silence of the Lambs, Rosemary's Baby, Alien, and Evil Dead, the 2013 remake. 2 comments, one of which was E is slightly more my taste, which was me. I was person E. But B, who is Ethan, shout out, smash the competition. So you got credit, Ethan, but E was slightly more his taste. I was slightly more his taste. And then I also got one additional comment that said 100% classics. All other teams had at least one link. And I think he was probably talking about The Void with yours, if I had to guess.
Sure, yeah.
However, Ethan does come in 1st place, most votes on the polls, and a comment that said, this person drafted all-time greats. The Void is even a solid movie. Shout out to this person.
Nice.
So, Ethan, you
Huge.
smashed the competition with your final draft list of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shining, The Witch, The Thing, and the aforementioned Void.
Little do you know, it was just
nobody but
me
you have seen.
commenting. I'm just
He's
trying to
gassing me
king
up.
make. Yeah, I'm just trying to king make Ethan here.
Wow,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
think
he's
the
King
best
Halloween now.
Yeah.
Typical hype, man. Typical hype.
Speaking
Listen, I
of
had a
which,
I had a game plan coming in. I was feeling good.
speaking of which, I actually went and watched Ready or Not last weekend
Oh,
on
hell
the
yeah.
recommendations, and it
Wow.
was great.
Nice. Good.
It's a
Yeah,
ton
I
of
really
fun.
enjoyed it. Yeah, it was great.
I'll watch The Void at some point, Ethan.
So Ready or Not is getting a sequel, and I don't know how you do that.
Here I
again.
come.
Oh, so true. That's definitely the name.
It's just Ready or
Is
Not
that what
2,
it's called?
but
No, no.
Electric
come on.
Boogaloo.
Ready or not to do what?
I don't know. They already
no.
did the game. Everyone's dead. What do you do now?
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say, yeah,
just
it's
made
gonna
Well, now
be a
she's
tough-
got to run the game or something, right? Like,
Oh my God, she's taken over the family and she's
That's
running
right.
a new game. Here
Do
I
they-
come.
Do they pull an Us situation where she runs into another family, but it's got Margot Robbie in it, and then it's like which blonde Australian wins the game? And then she could also fight Jamie Presley, who is
Oh,
also
got it.
blonde and looks like them, but not Australian. But she's in Joe Dirt, and that's one of Tyler's favorites movies.
Fucking love Joe Dirt.
let's go.
All right. So,
Can I
speak?
Can I
Yeah,
add?
go ahead.
Can I add a piece here?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah.
little
Yeah, yeah,
surprised by the list, to be honest, because I didn't see Psycho as a slasher in there anywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't see Jaws as a creature feature. Really?
There,
We talked
yeah,
about that.
there was
Yeah,
there was
we
a
did
conversation
mention
about
that.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
We
No,
went over
like
some
no, like
honorable
Blair
mentions.
Witch Project or
Hey,
even
man,
some modern stuff
you
like
can have your own
Hereditary.
draft.
The lists are great, but
What we're hearing is that you want to do a draft next time we
Yeah,
do it.
that
I would
sounds
because
love.
you've
about
got
right.
opinions.
I would love to do a draft.
I'll say, Tyler,
perfect.
a lot of the things you mentioned were my second picks, but I got like literally all of my first pick choices on my categories.
It's totally
we had
fair.
a quite extensive list of honorable mentions that we went over after we drafted everything. And yeah, I mean, it's difficult. You draft from your soul or draft to win. So
They're all really good
Ethan,
options. Yeah.
drafted to win.
Okay, listen, it can also be from my soul.
It's also both.
okay, I
I'm
see.
just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
superior
Yeah.
Halloween person.
This is the
Yes.
genre of movie that I enjoy most for the most part, so I was very ready for this.
Also true. And you
Or
know what?
not.
You should have won or not.
All right, load up the next thing.
Yep.
We're looking at the next thing. Also, Halloween wasn't even on that list. Tyler,
I was going to say the same thing. There's a couple movies I had in mind. Halloween was up there. I mean, obviously a lot of the obvious ones. You know, Psycho,
Yeah.
Hereditary, Blair Witch Project, Jaws, Halloween.
Yeah.
Missing from this list, but nonetheless,
Took us
solid
took
list.
us about an hour and a half to draft the first movie that wasn't an American-made movie in like the 21st century.
Right.
That's fair.
All right, so moving on to the meat and potatoes of today's episode. The meat and potatoes being roasted turkey and mashed sweet potatoes, because we're talking about fall, baby. Not necessarily talking about Thanksgiving, unless you have Thanksgiving movies. Because
I
Thanksgiving
only
movies,
have Thanksgiving movies.
that's extremely impressive, and I'm excited to hear you talk
Yeah, I
about them
wanna know
because
what they
there's, I feel like, such a very, very razor thin edge of like not only Thanksgiving movies, but like Thanksgiving based movies. I'm sure there's many more than I know of, but I didn't want to talk about like only Thanksgiving movies. And considering the fact that we're probably going to end up doing like a Christmas movie draft of some sort, I didn't want to
We
just
got
like
to, yeah.
bombard our episodes in drafts and stuff like that. So we're just talking about fall movies today. I think what I said to you guys was basically just like bring a couple movies to the show to talk about that are your quintessential fall or autumn movies. Things that kind of fall into this category for me. When I think of a fall movie, it's usually like a feel-good movie or like a family and friends movie. It usually centers around the holiday season. It's Halloween has gone and passed, and now we're in that kind of the cold harshness of fall we're now used to, and now we're kind of getting into that warm pumpkin spicy Thanksgiving kind of time, but it's also not quite Christmas. It's a very odd time, November, for us Americans here. It's very tough to navigate because we're not entirely sure what to do. Are you a kind of person that puts up your Christmas tree the first day of November after Halloween?
No,
or do you
you
wait until December to
psychopath.
start that bitch? Exactly. So we're
Yeah.
here to hash some things out, and we're gonna talk it in the dialogue that is movies. So Lucas,
Yes.
did you actually bring 17 movies to this conversation?
No, but I have
Okay.
a great list that I'm very excited to share.
You have been talking about being excited, and
Yeah.
you have a great list. So why don't you kick us off?
I think
give,
I'm just
give me
gonna
some of your fall
go.
movies.
I'm just gonna go down the list, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Sure, yeah. Go down the
So-
list. We can talk about some.
So, first movie on the list is Fall 2022. It is a movie where two girls are stuck on a tower and they avoid not falling.
Okay.
Next
taking
movie.
it very literal.
Next movie.
hang on.
Yeah.
Should we unpack fall at
Hold
all?
on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Next movie, Fall Guy.
Autumn.
Okay.
It is a movie with with.
I like that movie.
Ryan
yeah,
Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's not Ryan Reynolds.
That was the
Um,
other guy. It's
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
Oh,
Gosling.
so true. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Yep.
And Emily
Great
Blunt.
movie. Next,
It is a great movie.
an Oscar-winning movie, Anatomy of a Fall.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That one's a great movie. It is also set in wintertime, so that kind of fits.
That makes sense.
Hey,
yeah.
that's right.
Winter and fall, they're right next to each other historically.
Yeah, Brad Pitt
Historically.
is in this. Brad Pitt's in this movie. It's called
Legends of the Fall.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Great movie there. This one
God
isn't
damn
that
it.
great of a movie,
God
but
damn
it's
it.
called Harder They Fall. It's like a Western movie. It has Lakeith Stanfield. It has Idris Elba. It's a good kind of Western flick. And then my favorite of the list, Tony Hawk, Until the Wheels Fall Off. Great documentary.
Oh, God.
So that's
damn it.
my fall list.
Starting to think Lucas just went to like Chat GPT and typed fall movies, and it just gave him any movie that had fall in
Yes.
the name.
Here's every movie that has fall in the name.
Exactly.
So
It's
that's
so
my
good.
list for the fall.
Okay, good.
I do have a
super
real
glad.
list, so I just wanted to.
That
make
was
the
your
bit
real
list.
list.
I wanted to make the bit
I
list
took a
as the
very
main
different
thing.
approach. I took a very different approach.
All right, that was a great kickoff to the fall movie draft. Fall Guy, great time.
Great
If
movie.
you guys haven't seen the movie, such a good time.
Not an amazing movie like quality wise, but just
No.
great time.
Perfect popcorn. We talk about this every time we walk out of a movie on a Thursday night. Was it a popcorn movie? Was it a good movie? Whatever. Fall Guy, perfect popcorn movie. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I texted Ethan earlier about this list. I said I don't know if I should do this bit list because this is exactly how I feel like I would want it to go, but I didn't know if this would piss off Jason. But after I thought about it for a little bit, I was like, I don't care, man.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad that you don't care. Instead.
Oh, I told him to let it rip. I was like, you should just do it.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
We have good friends here. All right. Thank you for entertaining us with that fall list. Would you care to hit us with one on the real list?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I can do that. It is called Fall. No, I'm kidding. It's October Sky. With
I don't think I know this
with
movie.
Jake
the wrong
Gyllenhaal.
month.
from,
Okay.
like,
This is the long
99.
bit where every movie you talk about has a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. No,
right.
it's just a movie about he's a coal miner's son who basically is inspired by rocket launches. Because it's like I can't remember if it's set in the 80s or early 90s but it's like basically he's interested in the space race and he starts taking up like an interest in rocketry and stuff, and it's set obviously in October, and it just reminds me of that time frame. I watched it a bunch of times in school for some reason. I feel like that was the movie, like I can't remember which teacher, but we just put it on when we had no like real lesson plan. So yeah, it's a great movie. It's younger Jake Gyllenhaal. Pretty fun movie. Just about these kids trying to build a rocket.
Okay. What is there a what's like the main like the core message of the movie? Like it sounds like it's like a nice heartwarming time. And I mean, at the risk of spoiling a 1999 movie, what's the point? What's the point of it? What's going on here? He wants to build a rocket.
Yeah, because of the
Does he
space
build
race
he
and
builds
everything, and his dad is
Okay.
like, "Don't do that," and he's like, "No,
Yeah.
I'll show you."
I think there's like a lot of strife between like father and son. that
Yeah,
happens
'cause
in
his-
the
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
Because his dad is like a coal miner in a coal mining town, and he's like,
I
"You gotta
see.
come and work at the mines," and he's like, "No, I want to be smart and build rockets," and it's like,
It's a coming of age,
okay.
but for rockets.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's that's awesome log line. It's coming of age, but for rockets.
Laura Dern is in it.
Fun
So-
fact about that movie: they called it October Sky was an anagram of Rocket Boys, and they named it
Oh.
October Sky because women over the age of 30 wouldn't go to see a movie called Rocket Boys. So they renamed it using an anagram, October Sky.
Wow.
Perfect.
That is awesome. And then when you did the anagram of October Sky, it said, "I am Lord Voldemort."
Whoa.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Harry Potter 2, Chamber of Secrets, also has a scene that takes place in fall, I'm pretty sure. So,
Wow.
yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. Excellent. October Sky. Where's it rank on your Jake Gyllenhaal kind of Hall of Fame?
The
It's on there.
Jollerism?
It's on there.
It's on there.
Like,
Okay.
on there.
Is
like
it?
somewhere on there? Like
Yeah, it's somewhere on there.
Is it
A
above or below
Jolligraph?
Prisoners?
Prisoners is number one with the bullets. I mean,
Oh, okay. So this is number 0.
this is by default above it. No, it's below it.
Okay. Awesome. All right. October Sky. Would recommend.
Yeah, I think it's it's not like 10 out of 10, but it's a fun little heartwarming movie.
Okay, fun little heartwarming movie. I'm even looking at the cover, and it's got all of those kind of oranges and browns on it and everything to kind of give you that quintessential autumn feel. So, yeah, there is something about these types of movies, and you said coming of age, strife between the family. I'm sure that by the end of it, there's probably some kind of rekindling between the father and son, where there's a new appreciation for each other and what they do, and et cetera, et cetera. All that fun stuff.
Yeah, fun movie.
Cool. All right. Hell yeah, October Sky. Nice. Anybody else want to share? Was that like your top pick? Just out of curiosity.
It's just one that I
just
feel
one
like I
okay.
could go with first. Yeah.
Anybody else have anything that they want to talk about? Strongly feel like they want to bring up during this conversation?
I recently, just like 3 or 4 days ago, watched Him, which is not a feel-good movie, but
Interesting.
it is a football movie, which is very fall.
Oh.
Okay.
And this is like a, not really horror, but like thriller-esque, like psychological, super divisive. People online do not like this movie at all, and I thought it was really good. Like, I watched 3 movies in the last week and a half, and one that I thought was terrible got a good rating, and this one that I thought was really good got an awful rating. People hate this movie. I think
It's the
probably
terrible one that got a good rating.
Magazine Dreams, but I can talk about that later.
Okay.
Is that a fall movie?
Not really. It's kind of nondescript when it is, but yeah, Him was awesome. I thought it was really good. It's about like, one of the taglines on the movie is there's the phrase like God, family, football, and in the movie
that's the white man's live, laugh, love.
Yeah, but in the movie there is a character who's like, we reverse it. It's football, family, God. And so it's just and so it's very much about like football is bigger than life, and there are like cult like elements that get added into it. And I think it was really good, but I think the general populace online really didn't like the messaging that they were going with.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty bad things about that movie.
You think it has to do with the core message of the movie?
I do.
So, okay. And if you want to back that up, you can. I want to just put a theory out here because this is not the first time this happened. Jordan Peele produced this movie.
Yes.
And he's produced a handful of movies since he's, come out of the woodwork as this social horror juggernaut of filmmaker. And I feel like studios love to throw his name on anything really big and really loud. And I think there might be like a general misconception with most audiences, or just say general audiences, wide audience, where they see Jordan Peele, his name, big up in lights, and they're expecting a Get Out or an Us or a Nope or something along those lines. And when they go see him and it's not a Jordan Peele directed movie, I feel like you're kind of catching these people in maybe the general to like slightly advanced film watchers that understand like what a Jordan Peele movie is, and then it's not that. It just seems the marketing for Jordan Peele produced movies is very strange because his name is always the biggest thing on the cover.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, like when I saw the ads as well, I thought it was a thing directed by him. Obviously, it isn't. It's by Justin Tipping, but
I think it's his first movie too.
It didn't, honestly, it didn't dissuade me from seeing it or wanting to go see it.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I think there's some parts of it where you think that it is going to be like a movie about football, even though a lot of the ads are like these weird surrealism things that are going on. And when you get into it, it's like, you know, a big push towards the climax of the movie is like supernatural cult things are happening. And
Okay.
I think that it has just thrown a lot of people off.
Interesting.
So, if I may ask a
ahead.
question, Ethan, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But all of the you know, like the infographics, the album cover, not the album cover, but the actual movie cover, everything they released kind of implies this like godlike presence that these athletes have. Is that translate in the movie itself? You know, like you have the guy on the cover, right? And he's got blood dripping down him and he's got his hands out. You know, you have the other little infographic of the guy with all the rings holding onto the other guy's shoulders. You know, it's implied that there's this godlike presence, you know, that we hold some of these athletes to. Like, does that translate in the movie itself?
Yeah, very much so. Where there is like, we'll say like the very earliest like intro shot, it shows like the wall on, you know, the ad, like the guy that is below him, where it's like him as a kid watching the old, you know, the person that's above him, like as a professional athlete being like, I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going to be as good as this guy. And on the wall, it's got like a bunch of religious iconography and it's got signs that say family and it's like in a shrine with like a bunch of football gear. And so it's like this is what this movie is about. This movie is about family and football and religion and all of the things that go with it. But also like, you know, how football is like at least equivalent to these other things. And so, you know, some of the promo material that they put out where there's like, you know, one of the characters, they're like, what would you give to be the greatest? And the guy is like, I would give anything. And that is pushed throughout the movie where it's like the weird and bad stuff that people will do to be the best.
And then at any point did the character show up with a WWJD bracelet on? And he's like, well, it stands for what would Joe Montana do?
Exactly. You nailed it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Awesome. All right. Him was an interesting one. We didn't go to see that because I think that was coming out around a few other movies and it kind of fell down the priority list. Did you go see it in theaters or did it already come to streaming?
Nope. It just came to streaming. I saw it a few days ago.
That was quick.
That was quick.
Yeah.
If I could add to Ethan's, I have a movie that falls in the same bucket because I took a similar approach.
Sure.
Go for it. You know, when I think fall, when I think of fall, I have a list of movies that come to mind. One of them is obviously football oriented. Right? When I think fall, like September, first week of September hits, you know, the first kickoff happens on Thursday Night Football, you know, and that is the start of fall for me, right? That's what I think of. So, yeah, you know, I got my boy, Billy Bob Thornton, Friday Night Lights. Got to go with a classic. Friday Night Lights, Billy Bob Thornton. Pick the football movie. It's a classic. Classic in the last 20 years, 21 years, whatever you want to call it. But just one of those movies that, you know, you think fall hits, football starts. That's just one of those things that jumps out. Also, huge Billy Bob Thornton fan. Guy looks great for 70.
He looks great in those T-Mobile commercials too. So Friday Night Lights, I feel like I'm ashamed to admit, is one that I haven't caught. And so like because it was released 2004.
04, yep.
So here we are, kind of fresh into middle school. We're prepubescent on the verge of pubescent, post-pubescent, adulthood, or teenagehood. And I feel like this is kind of where people typically, unless your family has been like eat, sleep, and breathing sports, like it sounds like some of the people in the movie Him did, maybe around this time in your childhood, you're starting to get into more things like this, especially when you could potentially see like JV sports as like a extracurricular, things of that nature. So Friday Night Lights is one that I missed. I've gone back pretty recently and watched a couple big ones like Remember the Titans and a couple other like I don't know I did a big baseball movie run, things of that nature. But so like, what about Friday Night Lights like separates it from say like other football movies, for example?
Well, I think it's at least for me, it's the story, right? I mean, it's the classic, what you expect from these athletes, right? Small town, kind of beat down town, beat down school, rough family, you find, just that silver thread somewhere, and then it turns into, something much greater, right? And I think that's kind of an embodiment of a lot of sports films, but Friday Night Lights specifically,
sure.
right, is it kind of has that thread and it carries through the whole way. And I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, especially those who want to get into like sports and stuff, is, finding that silver lining, being able to separate yourself from everyone else and be the best. And it's something every athlete strives to be. And I think Friday Night Lights is one of those films that just embodies that.
It is kind of tough because I don't want to say that like sports movies get a bad rap or anything like that, but it's like what you just described to me sounds like, yes, maybe like the prototypical underdog story that is easily applied to most sports movies, where it's a team that has nothing or a character that has nothing on a team, and through whatever hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and good faith and connection with other human beings, they're able to win the big game. And it's always a triumphant kind of rise to fame and whatever, and that's not a bad thing. I think that is just the prototypical sports movie recipe,
Jason, real quick, I gotta stop you there. Friday Night Lights is like a turn on that, so
okay,
I don't want to ruin it for you, but it is like it's more like a raw movie about football. So like the team is good and they don't perform how they're supposed to. Their best player gets hurt. They don't win the big game. It's like if Steve McQueen wrote a football movie, honestly.
Okay.
Or like directed a football movie. So
sure.
It definitely turns a lot of those things that you would think about of a sports movie on its head, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually I love that you brought that up, because that immediately makes it more. It immediately puts it up my watch list. If I'm not gonna go into that expecting what I was just describing, and you're telling me that it kind of turns on its head, that makes it more interesting out the gate. So I'll definitely prioritize that one as a next watch for sure.
It's definitely worth a watch. I mean, it still follows the same premise, but it is in a different perspective. Just like Slaughter was saying, like it's kind of looking at it from the other side, which is like you're expected to be the best of the best, and then you start to run into issues, and you have all these other external factors pushing on you, to succeed and to excel and persevere. And you get to watch over the course of 2 hours, kind of like the challenges and the struggles of trying to do that. Okay.
Now, did this come before or after the TV show?
Before. 2 years before.
Okay, before.
Okay. Before you.
Okay. All right. So this is it. All right.
It's a coming of age just for football.
Yeah.
It also has the main character from the best Fast and Furious movie, Tokyo Drift. Lucas Black in it, so that's
you're just saying that because of his name.
No,
Black,
because
not Black, Lucas.
Because the best Fast and Furious movie is Tokyo Drift.
100%.
Okay. Sounds like we gotta queue up if we're talking family, we're gonna talk about my favorite movie here, which is Fast and the Furious 6. No, just kidding. Because we all know family is the core principle in all those movies. Awesome.
It's
all right,
a coming of age, but for cars.
I think you'll find that there is a pretty solid through line of a lot of these fall movies that seem to be like coming of age movies, or it is something about this time of year that is leading into the feel good holiday season kind of thing that is not, Christmas forward. That like you just want to feel good around this time of year. You spend time with family, or go to Thanksgiving, or do whatever.
I'm gonna let Slaughter and Graham go, but I would have a movie that would completely derail that theory.
Good. We'll hear it. Slaughter, Graham.
I'm gonna add to that theory. Mine's a Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving.
Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah.
You've got the Thanksgiving movie.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, you're missing
Textbook.
out.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, it's Charlie Brown. You don't even need to watch it. Just put it on behind dinner and just let it run.
Does he get to kick the football this time?
Charlie Brown's not in it. He goes to his aunt's house and Snoopy does Thanksgiving.
That sounds like the biggest fucking. What the hell?
It's so
That's the
good.
best.
You guys.
That's
you
right. Is that
don't
the
know.
best part about it? Is that Charlie Brown's not in it?
Snoopy
maybe?
gets into a fight with a folding chair.
He does.
I'm not kidding. It's awesome. It's so good.
fantastic.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever watched anything Peanuts in my. I've seen it, but I've never been like, oh, I'm gonna watch Charlie Brown.
You have a kid, you're
whatever it
babysitting
is.
a kid, throw
You
those
don't watch
on,
the
'cause
Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown?
That's it. Great
I
Pumpkin,
almost
and
brought
then
that
there's
up in our Halloween
the
draft.
Christmas one too.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
I
listen,
quote the
just not me.
I quote the fact that he gets a rock a lot.
Yep.
Like I do that
For
pretty
Christmas, yeah.
frequently. He's
Yep.
like, no, it's in
That's
Halloween.
for Halloween.
Oh, that's right.
goes
He
to the
gets
door.
Candy at the different houses.
They're like, "What did you get?" I got the whatever, and he goes, "I got a rock."
Yep.
I forgot about
So
that.
true.
The folding
Well,
chair
our-
too.
yeah.
That's a good callback.
Oh yeah.
I do have a fun fact
Animations.
about Charlie Brown and the Peanuts.
Let's hear it.
My mother, when she was in like grade school, she reached out for, I don't remember what it was for, like what what it was all predicated on, but she did reach out to Charles Schulz, who created the Peanuts, and he wrote her back, and then for the next like 20 years they wrote back and forth, and so she has an entire like stack of letters and like comics and all kinds of stuff in her closet directly from him, like that he wrote her, that are like signed and everything.
They were pen pals.
Yes, they
for
were
2 decades.
yes,
That's
legit. I'm not even
crazy.
exaggerating. Yes, for like
That's
2 decades,
crazy.
they were like pen pals. She has all this like custom stuff in her closet. She won't get rid of it. She has it. She just keeps it up there in the dark. But yes, they were pen pals for like 2 decades,
have
from
an
her like
important
20s
question to ask
to
you.
her early 40s. They were pen pals.
Is your dad
Charlie Brown?
Charles?
Charles. That's nuts. That's crazy. Did you
Would
have
say
like a
it's
big
Peanuts?
Yeah, did you have a big Peanuts upbringing
growing up,
or anything
yes.
like that?
Yeah, just like
Oh, okay,
some
yeah.
younger kids have they get the Disney experience. I had the Peanuts
Yep.
experience. Yes, 100%.
Oh, that's crazy.
100%.
That's way saltier.
And when I was younger too, I got to like witness her get these things in the mail, and open them up and read them to me, and then she would write back, and it would often be accompanied by like the comics and stuff themselves. Like they would be like cut out and like sent to her in like paper form, and all that stuff. So there's a ton of it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
That's really cool. That's like we're like 3 degrees from Kevin Bacon almost, right? Like we're getting there.
We're always
Yeah.
3 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
We're getting there. That's awesome. That is a good little tidbit. Also, first animated movie. I don't know if you're the animation guy, Graham. So I don't know
know.
if you have any more. We can talk about it later.
I've
but
got 2
yeah, it seems
more
like
animated movies. If you want me to just
All right.
roll
I have an
them
animated
through.
film myself.
I got two.
all right, we'll talk about some animated films in a second. Slaughter, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, I'll be honest. There's only 2 movies that make me think of fall. One of them is just because it's always on repeat. Like when you go to a hotel during this time, you're gonna be able to watch Harry Potter no matter what time of the day, what
Of course.
channel. It's gonna be on like
Yeah.
5 channels on the TV. So, that always makes me think of Harry Potter. They kind of span this
Yeah.
timeline and everything as
It
well.
does
but
give you that cozy vibe. It's all the wood
It's-
from
Oh, yeah.
And
the
yeah,
castle.
and you've got
The
8
flame.
movies to choose from too.
I
yeah,
think
Not,
all
not
8
just that, but
feature-
if I could add,
Yeah.
I think Harry Potter. I had a Harry Potter on my list as well, and I think the reason I chose it is because I think like going back to school, like in the whole premise to Harry Potter is they go to like school
100%.
and that happens in the fall. And so when I was
Yep.
thinking about like what happens in the fall, like what do I think of in the fall? I think like going back to school and like the first Harry Potter, if none of the others, I mean, you could pick any of them. But that's like one thing that pops to mind is like going back to school. And so Harry
Yeah, I mean,
Potter
I-
jumped to the top of my list myself.
I think all of the movies like pretty much go through the seasons pretty much in order. And obviously, yeah, fall is the first one, just because that's
You're-
when school
yeah.
starts.
You're absolutely correct. And
Yeah.
Tyler, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I brought 3 movies, and I was gonna talk about it if we didn't get to it beforehand. But the through line to all of my movies is that they all take place on a school campus or school grounds or something like that. And I think that is exactly, you hit the nail on the head with that. Is that it's obviously that time of year, but there's also just like I don't know, an air of optimism, like at the beginning of the school year, like you haven't dealt with any bullshit yet, or like anything, like you're just like, I'm excited to go back to school now. I get to see my friends, start some new classes, do some whatever. And that can range anywhere from middle school to college, So there is always something that's like close to my heart when it's like that back to school kind of thing, or on campus in like first semester time frame. So yeah, Slaughter. So you got a Harry Potter. Was there a specific one that you were gonna hit out, or just all of them?
No, actually, I didn't want to talk about Harry Potter. Sorry, I went on.
Oh, okay.
Sent you guys on a tangent there.
right,
No,
yeah.
actually, I don't even know. I can't put it down. I think it's because of the, obviously it's the area it was shot in and everything like this. But when I think of fall, I think of Good Will Hunting, 100%.
100%. Yeah, that was on my list. I figured it would be on yours.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, and obviously it's. I would say that's probably, if not my favorite movie, like top 2. So yeah. And to that point, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like actually on campus and stuff, but it's kind of the inverse, right? It's kind of like separation from the things you feel comfortable with and growing as a person and that kind of stuff. So it's yeah, a changing movie, but kind of like in a different situation there. So,
But also still kind of that coming of age
Would you
story.
say it's a cutting of age for fall?
it's just for Matt Damon, actually.
Yeah, just a coming of age for Matt Damon. Has everyone seen Good Will Hunting here?
No.
Yes.
Oof, Graham.
I just put
It's
it
a
on my
good one.
watch list.
If you haven't watched it, Graham, you have to watch it. You know the name. You know you need to watch it. I know
love,
you. I know you
Robin
didn't feel
Williams.
good about saying no, but you got to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna hit you. It's gonna fill the gap of that Nona's that you wanted when you watched Nona's the other day. It's actually a good drama movie with some comedy in it. Not a fake comedy movie with Vince Vaughn that makes Jeremy Amos cry or whatever.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Not that we have to hit the hammer on hit the nail on the head too much with Good Will Hunting, but obviously it's the movie that kind of the trajectory for Matt and Ben, like from then on out, was just they couldn't be stopped in Hollywood because they co-wrote the movie. And there's obviously some talks about I can't remember who the other screenplay writer was, but there was talks that like they went back and took it to some professional screenwriters and they gave them some tips and tricks on how to kind of tidy up the movie once they got it made. They got Gus Van Sant to direct, and obviously Robin Williams was like the star power behind it to get people to go see it in movies. Slaughter, you're probably the next to me in my life, the next biggest fan of this movie that I know. Did you know that the original script of this movie had Will driving off in his car to go see Skylar in California, and there's like a whole subplot where he turns into like a fucking secret agent like as he travels across the country. I was like, what the hell? When I learned that, I was like, guys, what are you doing? But hey,
Yeah,
what
there's
are
a
you
ton of stuff that obviously there's the the well-known meme about the filler of they were throwing at producers to see if they realized that there was like a weird sex scene in it, right? But then there was a ton of stuff that they cut from the script apparently, which is wild because it is a fairly long movie. It's like, damn, are we gonna have like a 6-hour movie or like a 2-part of this movie? You can't do like a sequel to this. Jeez.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this one pulls out all the stops. So Robin, Matt, and Ben also got Minnie Driver and Stellan Skarsgård. Music by Danny Elfman. Graham, I mean, you have a lot of Tim Burton movies that you like. Danny Elfman partners with him a lot when it comes to score.
Hey, I actually have a Tim Burton movie up next.
Okay. Not that it matters, but we can talk about the $10 million budget of this movie and how it made a quarter of $1 billion.
Wow.
So yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And then Matt Damon, Ben Affleck are just household names, just like that overnight. So
Starring in Dunkin' Donuts commercials.
yeah,
Gross.
same thing. And yeah, same thing with the cover too. It's the iconic scene, right, where Robin Williams and Matt Damon are sitting at the park bench, and that's even the cover of the movie with, again, all those oranges and browns, the earthy tones, and that is just like what you think of when you're in in Boston with those two guys in the first semester of school, and everything kind of takes place around that, and walking around the city as well. Just everything about that movie is the perfect fall vibes for sure. Maybe except for the one scene where you want to tell me I got cigarettes put out on me as a kid, that kind of shit. But
That reminds me
everything
of fall.
else.
Was that your Boston accent?
No, that was my impression of D. Reynolds and Sonny doing Good Will Hunting. Yeah. So, Graham, what else you got? You said you had some other movies.
I've got a quick episode for you because it's not a full movie, but Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular, where Rick and Morty turn themselves into turkeys to try and get pardoned by the president, is fantastic.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I've nothing to
Not
put
seen
there.
it, don't know anything about it, but
The silence was deafening.
yeah, coming from the guy who didn't see Good Will Hunting but saw Rick and Morty turning themselves into
Hey,
turkeys.
here, I got something to follow up. The best
And this
movie.
This might be the rare case where I take that dead air and I extend it in the edit. Just to hammer the plan.
Was this like an episode or was this like a full movie?
Yeah, it's just an episode.
Oh.
They do like a 20-minute episode where they try to get pardoned by turning themselves into turkeys.
Oh my gosh. I
Incredible
don't
insight into Graham's mind.
I don't know what TV is, Graham. Who directed that movie? As I push my glasses, what was the budget on that movie, and who produced it?
Nothing, and I'm pretty sure Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, my favorite distributor, Cartoon Network. Who else has got something they want to talk about? Anything? Anything?
Yeah,
any
I got
big?
some
I'll
movies.
start
Yeah.
us.
All right.
Go for it.
Somebody say
So-
something.
So keeping with the theme here of my Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my God.
Donnie Darko.
Okay, so you didn't take Donnie Darko in the horror movie draft, but you're going to take it for the fall movie draft. Which
Yeah,
now I think
maybe.
about it,
Is this a
yeah,
draft?
definitely. Sorry, not fall movie draft. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just takes
no, for
place in
sure.
October. Over the span of 28 days, and it's got that feeling of the leaves are changing on the trees, and it's cold outside, and despair, and time travel. So all the quintessential fall feelings.
It's funny too because when I was thinking about fall movies, one of the things I noticed because I looked up, 20 movies, right? As I'm thinking about them. And I think the release date has something to do with it a little bit. And like when you say like Donnie Darko as an example, like that movie was released in like January. So even though it was filmed with a fall aesthetic to it, I feel like most of the movies I gravitated towards naturally were released in the fall as well and had a fall vibe to it. So I find it interesting that it's just a movie that was released like in the middle of the winter.
Yeah,
That carries a little bit of a different vibe. Granted,
piggybacking off of that, it's not on my list, but Back to the Future is something I didn't put on my list, but was released in October 1980, whatever it was, and I feel like that's kind of a fallish vibe too, even though it's not really like it's just kind of like a nondescript, nondescript time period, of the year, other than Marty's
It
wearing
looks better when he goes
a
through the
vest.
parking lot with leaves in it.
Yeah.
True. 1985. And I only know that because 40th anniversary is in theaters right now.
Right. True.
there you go.
Yep. True. Tyler, what's up?
Nothing. I was just agreeing.
You had another one that you wanted to
I was
talk
just
about.
going to change gears because we talked about going back to school. So
Oh,
I figured
yeah.
I'd
Well, I mean,
shift
yeah,
us
these are all
to a different perspective here, right? Because when I think
All right.
fall, I think football, I think going back to school, and I think Thanksgiving. Like those are like three big things that happen in the fall, right?
Yep.
And when I think going back to school, I think I gotta say it, but Jason Schwartzman's debut,
Yep.
Max Fisher falling in love with
Yep.
Rosemary Cross,
Yep.
late '90s, Rushmore,
Yep.
Wes Anderson. I'm a Wes
Oh,
The
Anderson
perfect
guy.
movie.
So I that's one of those movies that just jumps out. It's a great movie. It's that back to school vibes. It's entertaining.
leaves.
It's great.
Graham, it's a coming of age story.
And it's a coming of age story but for mountains.
It's also like a rom-com. It's like a rom-com and like a love triangle movie, basically where this borderline autistic 15-year-old student at a private university falls in love with one of the teachers, and then he also befriends Bill Murray's character, who is just like a local businessman with basically limitless amounts of money, but then he falls for the teacher. And now you've got this super interesting dichotomy where Max Fisher, played by Jason Schwartzman, is this 15-year-old, but Bill Murray asks him in the movie, there's this really awesome line where it's like the second time they're ever talking, where Bill Murray just stares at him and he's like, "What's the secret, Max?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You seem to just have it pretty figured out." And I think his response is, "I think you just have to find what you love doing and do it for the rest of your life. And for me, that's going to Rushmore." And that's just like that he's such an adult in a child's body. And then on the flip side, as Bill Murray's character starts to kind of unravel throughout the movie, and I mean, this par for the course for Bill Murray, he's a child in an adult's body. Just an absolute, like, running over kids' bicycles, and just he's got 2 kids that he just absolutely harasses the shit out of. Granted, they harass him back, but it's such a great time. So you see these 2 men who are essentially body swapped for the most part, both falling in love with this extremely charismatic like British teacher who is an implant to this to Rushmore Academy. And she has like complicated feelings for both of them. One's too old, one's too young, one is too wrapped up in his own life, one hates himself. And it's the most lovely thing I've ever watched. I don't know how else to describe it.
That's a good way of putting it.
Add it to your list, Graham. Add it to your list.
Oh, I've seen it.
Add it to your list again.
put it back in there.
I had sent you guys, a couple of you, the video. I just got the Wes Anderson 4K box set.
Yeah.
And I took that. Obviously, first thing I did was I cracked open Rushmore and I watched that. And then second thing I did was I took all of the Blu-rays that I had and I bestowed them upon our friend Eli. And I was like, "You should watch Rushmore first and then let me know what you think." And then, 3 days later, he was like, "Holy shit, that movie was amazing." I was like, "Thank you."
Wait.
I just need to spread the good word.
Eli hasn't watched Rushmore?
No.
His wardrobe's like out of that movie.
Eli said it this weekend. We grabbed breakfast with Graham and whatever this weekend in West Reading, and he was like, "Yeah, Jason just gave me like a bunch of these like Wes Anderson films that I guess I have to watch now."
Oh yeah. That's how it works. Yeah. If you were going to talk about it, Tyler, I was. So
I figured it was on your list when you said I have 3 movies that embody going back to school. I was like, Rushmore has to be on that list, right?
For sure. I mean, the movie plays out like a play. There are also plays in the movie, like theatrical plays.
Yeah.
But the movie plays out in the sense that like every act of the movie curtains unveil like the time of year, and it's like the movie opens up and it's like September, and then the curtains open and then you're watching a play of the act 1, and then October and November, and ends in like January, but we do hop over Thanksgiving and Christmas in like the second act of the movie. But for anybody that hasn't seen that movie, it sounds like everyone has here. Ethan, I'm not entirely sure, but you should absolutely watch it. And to anybody that listens to this, if you've never seen that movie, you should absolutely watch it, because it's the most heartwarming thing I've ever watched, and it'll make you a better person for watching it.
No.
Full stop.
You
Too.
got it.
That's
Not
just a
gonna.
fact.
You can't
All
make
right.
it.
I'm sorry.
You can
I'm sorry.
make
It's
me.
just a straight up fact.
I'll do it.
Damn.
I'll report back.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Ethan, I haven't heard from you in a while. You got another one?
I'll be honest. There is one that I feel like has a fall vibe, but I can't tell you. Like, okay, so I recently watched The Post as well.
Okay.
The Post. I told you, I think, in an earlier episode that I love this genre of movie. This is like the investigative journalism genre.
Yeah.
This one is directed by Steven Spielberg, and
Let's go.
headed by Spielberg's, and headed by Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks and a bunch of other good actors.
That already sounds like unfair to every other movie that came out that year.
It is so good. It came out in 2017, and I don't know how I missed it, because I've been a huge fan of this genre forever. I don't know why, but just like the investigative journalism gives me fall vibes, even though this is about the Pentagon Papers coming out, which happened in like June of
Okay.
1971 or whatever.
Okay.
All right, you fall people can't be taking any more of my months in the summer here.
Yeah, I
man.
don't know what to tell you, but
I don't know what's going on.
like people just like journalists just like grinding at the newspaper, that's got fall vibes. Sorry to tell you guys this, but just it was the best movie that I've watched in the last recent time. One, because it is like tailored precisely
it?
to me. It's called The Post.
Oh, it's just The Post.
Yep, it's The Post. It's about at this point in history, like the Washington Post is not like a large newspaper. It is like a local small newspaper in Washington, D.C. And the New York Times basically puts out a story about like government corruption, and it gets sent to the Supreme Court. And the Washington Post gets their story and decides to ignore the government mandate basically and publish this huge story which blows up and brings them to like national level newspaper. Super good. Really cool. And then, I mean, it's during the Nixon administration. And then it immediately rolls into the Watergate scandal at the end of the movie. And so if you're going to watch The Post, then you immediately can follow up with All the President's Men. And then we're cooking. And All the President's Men actually is in fall. So that is actually fall vibes, which is probably why I think of fall when I think of like investigative journalism movies.
You said it's probably like one of your favorite genres. So I have to ask you then, between like The Post, All the President's Men, I've recommended Zodiac to you. The Report we talked about before. Like, which is the one for you? What's the go-to?
All the President's Men is the best one.
100%.
Yep.
It's tough to beat. Yeah.
Yep.
Tough to
It's
beat
so
Well Done
good
for Dustin Hoffman. Oh man. All right. The Post. Put it on the list, Graham.
Again, it's got so many good actors in it.
Is this like thing that we do just a thing for Graham to get new movies?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think
That's
so.
really
Graham.
I only
Graham has
have-
the list, and it's added to the list. Graham.
My next movie is Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, so I'm in need of new movies.
Well, it's too late. You have to save that for next Halloween.
No,
Yeah. Yeah, jump forward to more fall movies.
it's mostly about pumpkins and rabbits.
I watched that when it came out.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Nice. All right. We're getting pretty close to time here. Do we want to just throw out the last few that we brought? If there's anything special that you want to point out about the feelings and vibes of this season and the movies that you want to recommend to people?
Sure, I can blast out my 2 animated movies in a double barrel
Hit them up.
shot.
The over-under.
Yeah, the Modern Warfare 2 double action whatever dual wield
Guns
fucking
akimbo.
shotguns. Yeah,
The model 1887.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Model 1887.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
So
So
strong.
1-2
So strong.
punch. Sticking with Wes Anderson. A
Oh,
Mr. Fantastic Fox.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
That was on
Yeah.
my list
Yeah.
also, by the way.
Yeah, it just
Nice.
feels very much in that color palette. That entire movie, I think, is orange.
Yes,
100%.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, from start to finish, I think there's like one scene where it's like dark and it's just black, and I think that's the only scene that's not orange. But everything else is basically some shade of that, and that kind of gives me that feeling. Obviously, family is a big thing in that too. So that's that. The double barrel action is Iron Giant, another animated movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's another great one. I like it. It's a very heartwarming movie about a giant.
Would you say it's a
Robot.
coming of age, but for robots?
Oh.
That's for Vin
maybe.
Diesel.
Yeah. But, obviously for me being a DC guy, the robot, models himself after Superman. I like that part of the movie. But it is also set in October, which is the reason why it is a fall movie for me.
Nice.
Just overall good movie that makes you.
I haven't watched
tear
that
up a
movie
little bit.
in a minute, dude. When did that come out?
Middle
That must
school?
have come out 20 years ago.
Actually, it was, I believe, in 1999. Just
Holy
before
crap.
they were trying to get it in before everything shut down at Y2K.
Classic. A movie about a robot, too.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yep.
them trying to be like, robots are going to be good. Or, they wanted to save their butts.
Yeah, and honestly, it has a pretty crazy cast of voice actors. Jennifer Aniston is the mom. Vin Diesel's in there. Christopher McDonald, Harry Connick Jr. There's it's a random amount of people. So pretty good for an early, or I wouldn't say early 2000s. It was late 90s.
How could you not watch a movie with Shooter McGavin in it?
Yeah, baby.
Shooter! All right, let's round this out, boys. Let's go quick fire round and finish us up. Graham, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. It's not a Halloween movie.
There's never anything I expect. Like you're never gonna be able to get me to predict a movie that comes out of his mouth.
Yep. It's impossible.
You're welcome.
There's probably a fall setting in that movie. Yeah.
There's a lot of leaves. That's what I went with. My bench wasn't very deep for this movie.
Okay, sounds good. Well, you got one Thanksgiving movie in there, and it was Charlie Brown.
Didn't you earlier say that all of your movies were set on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, dude, they are.
Okay.
So there's the vampires eat turkey, and by turkey they mean presidents.
He's got the right hat on. He's a pilgrim, right?
I see. That's the thought process we're working with.
Is this your Tim Burton movie as well?
Yes.
Because it's not Tim Burton.
No, I know it's not. It's Timur Burkamov.
That sounds like if you tried to say Tim Burton and had a stroke.
Dude, it's so close. I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I got a Tim Burton movie too.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton produced this movie.
Yes, the classic Jordan Peele conundrum.
Yes.
Exactly.
God damn it.
The Peelining.
Damn,
Ethan, you got any honorable mentions?
For fall movies, not really. I also watched this movie called Magazine Dreams, which is headed by Jonathan Majors, which was not very good. I think he did a great job acting, but I think the story was pretty bad and muddy.
Was this before or after he got canceled?
I had no idea he got canceled. When did that happen?
Oh boy.
A few years ago.
After,
This was 2023.
after the last Ant-Man movie? Okay,
So
so
that was
this is
after.
after. Yeah, he came back.
Yeah.
And then he made a bad movie?
Yeah, it
Surprise,
got good
surprise.
ratings, and it won some award at Sundance, but I thought it was pretty bad.
Interesting. What's it about? 30 seconds on it.
Yeah, he is a neurodivergent bodybuilder that kind of...
Oh, so it's a biography?
Nice. That kind of like spirals into just like a bunch of bad things happening in his life and almost becoming like an incel mass murderer. And the end of the movie, we kind of like make it back to the same point where we started for the most part. And it was pretty long. And I was like, wow, this journey was not worth it. Outside of, I think he did a good job acting, but I think the writing and the plotting was weak.
Okay. Weak. So you're not going to try to adapt that to your own life, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
He's already on that path.
Well, yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'm glad that you had a movie that surprised you recently, and I'm not glad that you had a movie that was shite, but it was about bodybuilding, and you're into that.
That's
So.
true.
So, Tyler, what do you got? Any honorable mentions?
Yeah, 2, I guess. I mean, Fantastic Mr. Fox was mentioned. I would say, sticking on the sports genre, if you haven't seen Moneyball, it's another. I'm not the biggest Brad Pitt fan,
Dude, it's
of all time, but Moneyball is an awesome film. Takes place in the fall as baseball hits their playoff stride. So definitely worth the watch. And then maybe a category that we haven't really touched on is kind of the dysfunctional families that we have to go convene with around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So Knives Out was the one that I had on
Yeah,
my list,
okay.
right?
Nice.
Just the dysfunctionality
Great movie.
of a family getting
Yeah.
together around the fall season. So another one to consider.
For sure. Yes, that other side of the coin on when it comes to the feel-good family movie, the dysfunctional family.
The dysfunctional side, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a great one. I haven't watched Knives Out since it came out, and then obviously Glass Onion was a good time, and I think Wake Up Dead Man comes out like
Very soon.
very
Oh.
soon. Yeah. So
Watch
we're looking
this.
forward to that. Yeah. 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 Graham, put it on the list. Nice. All right,
Excellent.
Slaughter. Anything else?
Yeah, speaking of dysfunctional families, Silver Linings Playbook, very good fall movie.
Thinking about putting this on my list.
Sure.
Wait, have you watched it?
Silver Linings Playbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Okay,
I'm a
I was
big
gonna say,
Jennifer Lawrence guy.
Jesus. All right, I was about to suplex you through the Discord. I was like,
Why
we
would
can't
I
have
put
this.
it on my list if I never seen it?
Oh, I thought you put it on the list to watch. I thought you put it on Graham's big list. So
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, football, family, fun, gambling problems.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
Eagles losing, classic.
Classic.
It is classic.
De Niro.
Was that it, Slaughter?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really get the fall vibe too much. It's just
Okay.
it's just orange, burnt orange. The ladies love it.
They're out jogging in the cold a lot. I feel like that's a fall activity.
Oh yeah,
For sure. To round it all out, I guess. I saw there. I wasn't sure if you were going to put this down or not. I feel like we've talked about it. Graham, it's a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Dead Poets Society is a
Yeah.
difficult one to not put on. So another Robin Williams joint. And to kind of
A coming of age
echo-
about words.
Yeah, to echo the first movie we were talking about, Lucas's Jake Gyllenhaal Rocket Boy movie. Another movie with just like intense strife between father and son, as Robin Williams, the teacher, kind of tries to teach these boys to think for themselves. They're steeped in a school that is buried in tradition and all of these other things, and Robin Williams tries to bestow like forward thinking and becoming yourself to these young boys, and it causes a lot of issues between the boys and their parents, the boys and their social lives, and it's got a lot of really good moments and a lot of really downer moments. If you haven't seen it, Graham,
Yeah.
so put it on the list.
Oh, okay.
It's a really touching movie, and yeah, it's certainly not a feel good movie, I would say, but
yeah.
it's important, I would say.
It's great.
So awesome. Well, I think we talked about fall movies for a fair amount of time today, gentlemen. What do you think?
I can see the leaves changing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a
You
little.
can see the leaves changing.
There's-
That's about the time of year.
It's
Quite a
perfect.
bunch of animated films I'm a little disappointed Graham didn't put on his list.
More Peanuts movies?
No, just like
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, the Bernstein Bears meets Big Paul. That's a
True.
Thanksgiving movie.
True.
Well, the real question is, was it a British animated movie? Because he only watches
Dude, I
Wallace
don't
and
know.
Gromit animations.
Maybe.
Awesome. Well, I don't have any more thoughts. I don't know if anyone has any. What are you sharing? What are you sharing in the group chat here?
It's just
Is that a
Snoopy
Snoopy thing?
losing to a folding chair.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. That's a perfect way to end it. I guess that's it. We're gonna call it for the night. We talked about some fall movies. We talked about some feel good movies. We talked about some family and friends movies, and all. We talked a lot about some orange movies and a few animated movies too. So
And most importantly, movies with fall in the title.
yes, most importantly, legitimately a list of very good fall movies. So, all right, guys. Well, I don't usually do this, but this podcast means a lot to me, and I wanted to make a dedication. So I'll just say that this podcast is dedicated to the memory of my mother and to Edward Appleby, a friend of a friend. Also, you'll find a pair of safety goggles and some earplugs underneath your seats. Please feel free to use them.
Bye.